Knowing how to care for an orchid is the difference between watching it bloom into something beautiful and watching it rot to the ground. And today, we're going to find out exactly how to make sure it's the first one. The first thing you need to do is identify the problem. And just by looking at this orchid, you can already see all the red flags. The leaves are wilting, drooping down instead of standing firm. There's a bit of root die-off happening near the base. So, using a pair of shears, we're going to go ahead and remove the major bad parts of the plant. Don't worry about being too gentle here. If it's clearly dead or dying, it needs to come off. We're just clearing the way for the healthy parts to take over. And this leaf right here needs to go as well. It's too wilted to save at this point. And just look at how yellow it's turned. That's usually a sign the leaf has already lost most of its chlorophyll, and it's basically running on empty. Keeping it attached is only going to drain energy away from the parts of the plant that actually still have a chance. To start with our main solution, the first thing we're going to be using is a banana. More specifically, the skin. So go ahead and peel it off and set the actual banana aside, because it's the peel that's going to be doing all the work here. Now, cut the peel into small pieces, and as you go, start packing them straight into a jar. The smaller you cut them, the more surface area you're exposing, which means more of those nutrients are going to release into the solution once we add our liquid. Then, fill the entire jar with warm water. Make sure the peels are fully submerged. Warm water is going to help speed up the process, pulling those nutrients out of the peel a lot faster than if we used it cold. The last ingredient we're going to add in is used coffee grounds. Now, coffee grounds are fantastic for this because they're rich in nitrogen, they help improve drainage and airflow in the soil over time, and they even attract beneficial microorganisms that support root health. Plus, since they're already used, you're not wasting anything, just repurposing something that was headed for the trash anyway. Finally, close the lid and let it sit for around 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we're going to strain the solution out. Just pour it through a fine mesh strainer or a cloth and get rid of the banana peel and coffee grounds. We only want the liquid left behind. Finally, add in just a bit more water to dilute everything. We don't want this solution too concentrated. Otherwise, it can actually shock the roots instead of helping them. A little dilution goes a long way. To use the solution, we first need to rinse a tissue in it, letting it soak up just enough of that banana and coffee mixture. Then, using that same tissue, we're going to wipe down all of the leaves thoroughly, top and bottom. Take your time with this part. Don't just rush through it in one swipe. Work the tissue gently across every leaf, getting into the base where it meets the stem, because that's often where dust and residue tend to build up the most. This isn't just cleaning, it's giving the plant direct access to those nutrients right through the leaf surface. While we're doing this, have you ever used any other kitchen ingredient on your orchid? Let me know down in the comments. I'm always curious to hear what's actually worked for you. Sometimes the best tips in this community come straight from the people watching, not the person filming. Next, pour a portion of the solution into a spray bottle and start misting the plant, working your way around it in sections so you don't miss any spots. Cover the leaves, both the top and underside, the stem, and the base of the plant, getting a nice even layer across the whole thing. You want a light, consistent mist, not a heavy soak, just enough that every surface glistens without dripping excessively. This way the solution has direct contact everywhere it needs to be without overwhelming the plant all at once. Using the remaining solution, we're going to start watering the base. Pour it slowly and evenly around the roots, moving in a circular motion so you're not just dumping it all in one spot. You want the solution to work its way through the entire potting medium, not just pool on the surface. Let it soak all the way down. This is where the plant is going to absorb the majority of those nutrients, through the roots directly. So take your time with this part and make sure every section of the root zone actually gets covered, not just the middle. But we don't want it sitting on the plant for too long, so go ahead and wipe it thoroughly. Remember, we want moist, not soaked. If water's pooling anywhere, especially in the crown or where the leaves meet the stem, that's your cue to wipe it away. Sitting moisture in those spots is one of the fastest ways to invite rot right back in. One thing worth remembering is that this isn't a one-time fix. It's a routine. Doing this once and expecting a miracle isn't how this works, but doing it consistently, once or twice a week, that's what actually rebuilds the plant's strength over time. We're going to let it sit in an open environment, somewhere with good airflow around it, not tucked away in a corner or crammed next to other plants. Good air circulation is what allows the plant to actually dry out properly between treatments. After 5 weeks, what started as a dying orchid has now fully developed into a completely different plant. What you're looking at now are thick, plump, healthy roots, a rich silvery green when moist, firm to the touch, no more mush, no more hollow spots. These roots are actively growing, actively searching, reaching out into the medium exactly the way they're supposed to. And not just one or two, there are multiple new root tips pushing through. Moving up to the leaves, the difference here is just as dramatic. Where we once had yellowing, wilting leaves that were practically falling over from lack of energy, the texture has changed too. The surface feels waxy, almost glossy, which is usually a sign of a plant that's photosynthesizing well and storing plenty of energy. And then, right at the very center, the part we've all been waiting for. A brand new, beautiful flower has emerged. It has more than enough energy now to stop focusing purely on survival and start focusing on reproduction, on blooming, on doing the one thing every orchid owner actually wants to see. And there you have it. A dying orchid brought back from the edge in just 5 weeks, using nothing but a banana peel and some used coffee grounds. 2 things most people throw straight in the trash without a second thought. If this helped you, let me know down in the comments how your orchid's doing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.